In this video, I review the thought process of a pro player, so if you're interested in improving your jungling or your Jarvan, then make sure to stick around for this one. The first thing you'll see here is that Jarvan is pathing towards the bottom side. In the top lane, he has a Shen which he can just leave alone and he'll always be useful because of his ultimate, and then in the bottom lane you can see he has a strong side in the form of his Lucian and Nami. He wants to play with the priority lane so he can secure his first crab uncontested, and if the enemy bot lane is ever low under tower, he'll be able to dive them. Jarvan skips his blue buff here because he wants to hit level 3 as soon as possible doing red, raptors and gromp. He wants 3 so he can be stronger in case a gank is available, but while there's nothing available he will just continue farming and watching the map. Jarvan pings the side of the map that Lee Sin is pathing towards so his laners know if they can be aggressive or if they have to play safe. As you can see from the way he's kiting his blue buff, he wants to move towards the middle lane to counter gank the Lee Sin here, but of course he's too late because he did 4 camps while Lee Sin only did 3. Since Jarvan didn't support Orianna's aggression, she got ganked and killed. After that play from Lee Sin, Jarvan realizes that there's nothing for him to do on the map except go back to farming, so he's not wasting any time in returning to do so. We know that Lee Sin is on the top side of the map, so this bot crab is going to be uncontested. Even if Lee Sin was to show up at this bottom crab, he would be pushed off of it because of Jarvan's bottom lane priority. This is why both challenger junglers are pathing towards their respective strong sides. And you can see here that Jarvan is immediately recalling because there's nothing else to do here. He wants to get back to the top side where his camps will be respawning so he can continue accumulating gold. You'll see here that Yone is very far up in the lane, and this is a Shen who can set up a gank beautifully. He could taunt the Yone and then Jarvan could follow up with his own EQ and that would be a free kill. That would be far more valuable than the Krugs that he's currently taking, so I do not understand why Jarvan is not going for that free gank. The only reasoning I see here is that he's jungle tracking and knows that Lee Sin's back to the bottom side, so he's mind gaming by staying in Fog of War to threaten a counter gank bot side. However, I think that's quite unlikely, so this is just a case of a professional player being lazy with his own camera control. Maybe he planned this far ahead of Orianna's wave push and he's using this advantage now to look for Lee Sin's raptors. If so, that is big brain, but I'd recommend in a lower elo that you'd go for the free kill every time. Anyway, you can see here that Lee Sin is going for a gank on the bottom lane as predicted and Jarvan is moving in. Nami drops the bubble and attempts to survive, Lucian dash comes out, cleanse, there it is, and they are escaping. Jarvan is on the way here and you can see he's not using his EQ as his first ability. He slows someone first and then he looks for a double EQ knockup, and right there they do pick up the Maokai. So you can see this is why you play with the strong side, and this was a really good reactive play from the Jarvan, moving from Raptors towards the bot lane who is vulnerable. The pings are coming out and Orianna is staying in this lane. She wants to get this in, but of course here comes Lee Sin. Doesn't respect the pings. There comes out the Silas flash and she's just gonna fall again. This time not the fault of Jarvan though. So he's just gonna return to farming because there's nothing he could have done there. And just keep in mind that both junglers are pathing towards the top side now. Again, we can see that the Yone is very far up in the lane and you'll notice that he just hit level 6. He's using his E and that could be an opportunity for Jarvan to go look for a gank. The only thing you have to be careful of is that Lee Sin is probably on the top side, and as you can see, Shen just got chunked there, so this is why he doesn't go for the gank there. If Lee Sin would be sitting in the lane bush and they 2v2, they would hard lose that and throw the game. However, in lower elo, junglers are not thinking about this, so I would go for that gank to pick up the gold for myself and Snowball. As you can see, Jarvan's first buff has respawned, and this makes it safe to assume that Lee Sin will also be back on his first buff very shortly. So Jarvan did ping that out for his bottom lane to be aware. Orianna is once again pushing up really far in the lane and Jarvan is only reacting once they spot Lee Sin on the ward. Clearly jungle tracking and lane awareness is not this pro player's strong suit. But you see, even in Challenger, as long as you react to the plays, you can pick up kills for your team there, as he just did with the ulti on Silas. Yone ulting in, trying to find the Jarvan. Flashes defensively, does not want to feed that Yone, and they're in a bit of trouble because Maokai has rotated here. Yone really looking for the kill here. His team's already walked away, so Shen can just dash in here and oh my god, he misses. Lee Sin looking as well. and there's just no way he can get in here. Jarvan does look for the EQ, and really nicely done by them. This is such a good fight where they trade 1 for 4. So you can see this is really the power of jungle tracking, lane awareness, and if you're not good at that, then at least reacting to plays as they occur. Unfortunately, Shen did fall there, but 2 for 4, and bot lane getting plates here is amazing for them. This is a huge impact from playing with a laner who's actually strong. So hopefully you can see there how leads can be created. Orianna recalling under her tower here, was getting chased by the Sylas, and Jarvan will have to decide here now where he wants to go. Of course, Orianna doesn't have teleport and she's recalled, so Jarvan is gonna come pick up this wave here. He doesn't want Sylas to be picking up tower plates for free while Orianna heals in base and runs back, and he also doesn't want the XP and gold to go to waste from these minions. Also, you just saw he queued the Sylas and he's looking to damage him, so he's trying to make his Orianna win even harder in lane, now that she's picked up a few kills for herself. Anyway, you can see here that Lee Sin is looking to gank the Shen. Same with the Maokai, roamed all the way from bottom lane. And of course, Jarvan isn't just going to EQ into here. He does not want to feed away extra gold if possible. Orianna also rotates here, trying to save the Shen, but there's just no way in a 1 versus 4 situation. So of course, he will just continue farming as there's nothing for him to do. One opportunity he could look for though is to take Lee Sin's bottom side, because he's likely on the Herald now after making that play. This time he finally hovers the Orianna in case, but he should definitely be looking for Lee Sin's camps here. Not only will it lessen the damage of losing the Herald, but it'll also put him in a great spot if he wants to dive bot lane or just gank in general. Lee Sin is again looking to gank the Orianna because she's pushing up really far. Normally this would be too far to counter gank at this stage, but Jarvan spotted Sylas on low HP, so that's why he was moving. Of course, since the fight is still going on, Jarvan is looking to move and have an impact. As soon as he realizes that the fight is over, he moves towards the middle lane to get some plates. It's a bit strange that he only looks for 1, but of course he wanted this for his gourd drinker, and he wants to get to this dragon ASAP and to be hovering his bottom lane. Since his teammates are recalling, he doesn't want to go for that dragon alone, so he's just going to continue farming. They spot the Maokai and Lee Sin here looking to make a play on the Orianna, and everyone is rotating. For some strange reason, Maokai is soloing the crab, and of course this is going to be an easy pickup for the Jarvan. There's nothing to be afraid of here with his team behind him, and this should easily lead to that dragon now. They have a good bit of vision in the jungle here, and they're looking to take away from Lee Sin to extend the lead. Lucian is getting priority in the bottom lane right now, and Orianna is facing the Yone with priority also, so they could rotate if a fight breaks out here. We can see, of course, they're playing it quite carefully and not going for a fight without their teammates. Something's happening to Nami here on the bottom side. You can see she just flashed on the map, and it looks like a fight might be breaking out, so Jarvan is on the rotate instantly. Lee Sin's trying to make a play with his weak side right now, and Nami does have a really nice disengage there with her ulti. Jarvan jumps into 2 players and doesn't really accomplish much there, surprisingly, but this does allow Lucian to pick up the Maokai and trade 1 for 1, but this is horrible for them because Orianna did just give up a 400 gold bounty. Unfortunately, Shen wasn't there to follow up on the Jarvan ulti because he did get solo killed by the Sylas there. Here he is now. Jarvan looking for the engage, knows that his Shen is up, pings him for the ulti, and they do pick up a kill there. This should allow them to finally take the bottom lane tower and the dragon. Lee Sin very sneakily sitting in that bush there looking to outsmite the Jarvan, but he does pick him up, so Jarvan is looking for an engage here. He's got his whole team with him. That's going to be a free pick onto the Maokai, but Sylas in the backline with the big ulti shutting down his carry. Will they be able to turn this around? Yone, really nice EQ there following through, but he will get shut down here. And will his team be able to turn this around? It's only Orianna and Shen. Yone completely whiffs his ulti in the backline. Orianna flashes, misses her ulti, does fall, and it kind of looks like it's gonna be an ace here. Shen does at least find the Jhin. Maybe he'll find this Yone also, but looks like he will just fall. Unfortunately, the carry was killed first because Sylas found a really nice angle, and they do lose that fight. Now that we're into the mid game, you'll see that Jarvan is hovering his strong laners rather than farming. He wants to make sure that they're safe so they can continue applying pressure on the map, so he can actually look for objectives like the Herald here, or for vision control like they are looking for now. Orianna finds a really nice pick here, so they'll be playing 5v4 for a bit, and this will allow them to pick up the Herald. After picking this up, he's looking to drop it in the mid lane to break the tower, but I don't agree with his decision here because he could easily dive that Sylas and just take top side anyway. It is far better to save Herald for when you win a fight, so you can drop it onto 2 towers at once. Of course, because he made the wrong decision here, you can see he's getting caught out by the enemy team, and it looks like he will fall. So he ends up breaking the mid lane tower, but he could have easily dove the Sylas and broken the top lane tower without using Herald at all. He would have also avoided feeding 300 gold to the enemy team had he made the right decision. And because he made the wrong decision, it looks like he's gonna have his teammates killed as well for it. This one decision is a big turning point in the game, and it means that they just threw their lead. Since Dragon is the next objective to spawn, Jarvan is playing around the bottom side. Jarvan is coming to hover the Orianna in the bottom side for the Dragon, and of course Yone is looking to cheese. Just about misses his 3rd Q, and Orianna will luckily survive that one, and they do pick up a bounty. This is why it's really important to hover laners in the mid game. Dragon is up, and of course the enemy team is looking to contest it despite it being a 4v5 because of how low Orianna is. Yone does have TP, and Jarvan completely missed his EQ here, so he's not going to be very effective. Does get the 2nd Q to knock up the enemy, and Lucian is safe for now, but Yone's going to be coming in soon. Nami hits a huge double bubble, and Lucian will be able to just mow through these guys. Don't know where Jarvan's going. He needs to peel his Lucian, or else this Lee Sin's gonna completely destroy everyone. But thankfully, Lucian, strong side, is alive, and he's able to carry the fight with his Jarvan's peel. We can see this is a very close game, and this is just because 2 mistakes in this level of play get punished very, very heavily. At least they won this fight though, and Jarvan can look for Lee Sin's camps to hopefully get that lead going again. Jarvan with the big brain hover here, keeping his ADC and support safe. Does go in to tank the Maokai, and Maokai does fall instantly. Shen TP coming in, and they'll be able to play this one out slow. Orianna is moving in. Yone completely whiffs the ulti, and if Lucian can stay alive here in the backline, nice EQ flash there onto this Jhin. He does fall, and this looks like it's going to be the Baron for them. Really nice play from them, and really good read from the Jarvan. And hopefully you should be seeing now that in the mid game, when you've got 2 items, there's not much point in just continuing to farm camps off repeat. You've got to be hovering those strong laners and fighting. Lee Sin Syndrome kicking in here, and it looks like he wants to throw the game for some reason. He's trying to make a play on the Orianna, but it's way too risky. And this is just going to allow Jarvan's team to continue trying to push for the towers. You can see that Lucian damage, that strong side, ridiculous. And Yone also looking for the Orianna here. Jarvan with the EQs, trying to find the slow and to get this Yone dead. Yone looking for that sneaky play, but he's a bit too low, and this Lucian is very strong here. You can see 11-3-6, and all that hovering is starting to pay off. Of course, the next objective coming up is the Dragon, and you can see they're moving like a unit here. Lucian dashing forward, trying to find a pick so it's guaranteed. But you can see they're really grouped up. They've got the Baron. They're trying to achieve something on the map. They managed to pick up the tower here, but their Shen did die on the top side, so this is going to be a 4 versus 4. You can see the Lucian damage is absolutely huge. He's shredding everyone. It doesn't matter if Jarvan dies as long as Lucian is alive, because he can really put down the damage, as you can see here. And again, you can really see how they move as a unit here. They know that the Lucian's very strong, so if he's alive, they can definitely look for fights. They know they've got the lead. Yone looking for that play on the Nami. Really nice double EQ onto these targets here, but there's no one to help out. Sylas is diving his Lucian, and Jarvan will be able to walk away, but his Lucian is dead, so I do not see this working out very well. As you can see, Jarvan needs to fix his priorities from engaging to peeling his Lucian. This is why vision control is so important. You can find picks like this if you hover your laners and let them apply pressure so you can move as a unit. Nice pick up here onto the Maokai. Lucian nearly inset, trying to pick up that kill, but hopefully this will turn into the Baron now, and hopefully they don't continue throwing the game. Sylas is desperately looking for the engage and to stop the Baron here. They're trying to turn it around. Jarvan mistimes his EQ and Yone is starting to shred everyone. Just keep the Lucian alive. Nice ulti from the Shen, and I think they will be pushed off of this. Unfortunately, it's very hard to end this game. You can see Baron has been started up again, and of course there are two targets in the bottom side. Sylas is TPing though, and again they're trying to push Jarvan's team off of the Baron here. Jarvan looking for a bit of an angle here, but he does really need to focus on peeling his Lucian. Maokai really out of position there. Jarvan will be able to pick that one up, but Lucian is the priority here. He needs to be kept alive. Really nice front to back. Will they be able to do it? Sylas, next target. There's the ulti. There's the Lucian damage, and thankfully it looks like they're actually doing work this fight for once. Shen does get picked off here. There's no way Jarvan wants to jump in there alone. He'll get completely sliced up by the Yone, and I don't see why they are chasing. Got to start up the Baron here and look for the dragon, and maybe they'll be able to finally end the game. It's a very close game. Grouped back up, looking for the inhib here on the bottom side while there are two people trying to fight the Shen, and I think they might be able to just end the game here. Shen ulti is coming in, but it won't be required, it looks like. But anyway, this does look like the end of the game, so hope you did enjoy this one and take something away. You can really see that strong side Lucian coming in big this game, enabled by all that hovering from Jarvan.